Hello everyone. Today I have a few of my CGC and PSA returns to show you. Um, Pretty small returns, but they are kind of stocked with some of the mid-tier cards that I've been really buying a lot of lately, and I really like these cards for my own collection, and I've found that there's been quite a bit of opportunity the past year or so with these cards. To buy them over in Japan primarily and then grade them and make a pretty good margin. A lot of these, you'll see the grades are kind of all over the place. Some are mint and higher, and some of them came out a fair bit lower. Unfortunately, a lot of these were bought on Buy as beauty goods, and you see that you win some and you lose some. Occasionally, you take a hit like that, so you always got to make sure that you check out the pictures front and back really well. And in the case of this card, the pictures weren't very good. Sometimes you go for it and it doesn't pan out. But yeah, the Play Evolution promo is just really nice. Gold star. I mean, you can't go wrong with a gold star in the Japanese. You get the silver borders. A lot of people like those better than the English gold borders. So not a great grade, but still a great card. One thing I've been buying and selling right through since they came out in 2018, the Scream promos. I started out buying these $20-$30 a set for these three. The Pikachu and the Mimikyu have always been worth a fair bit more, but yeah, these have just been, they're printed fairly high, but they're kind of an iconic art, an iconic reinterpretation of the classic Scream painting there. So really cool art, really cool history on these. Basically, I've got probably a few sets of these in every submission at PSA and CGC. Just a couple of them because I had so many I picked up when they were really cheap. Another card I've done a lot of buying. This card is quite common. You can find it all the time. It's pretty much always available. It reminds me of Ancient Mew a little bit, but a little bit higher tier. But it is hard to get in higher grades. So this card does do pretty well in the higher grades. Really cool holo on that one. Just kind of a classic art on that too. So the Masaki promos, I picked up my own personal PSA 9 set, and I guess I'll kind of key you in on a little bit of my strategy over the past year. So I had a PSA 9 personal set that I bought a couple of years ago for well under what they're going for now, and I found that even now, if you go look in Japan on Bai, these are fairly rare if you compare them to like a set card. I tried finding my Silver Bible, they call it, but it's the 2000 official Pokemon card book. I believe they made anywhere between 15 and 30,000 or so of each of these. So as far as set cards go, they're rarer than almost all set cards, but they're still relatively available. You could go on buy it right now, and I mean they'll probably kind of be like this kind of condition, but they're anybody who knows Masaki's, they know the famous Masaki mark. You might be able to make out, maybe not, but that's a lot of times what you'll see. The bottom, I think it's the top right and the bottom left, will have a bit of an indentation. So anyway, yeah, you can kind of see that one there. Anyways, I had a PSA 9 set, and I didn't really want to sell it, but I saw that the market, given the spike that we went through last year and just the unavailability of cards at many times because the backlog of the grading companies. So be willing to sell certain cards when you see availability of the raw cards. And I mean, not so much focusing on numbers, but I was able to sell my PSA 9 Masaki set for a price that allowed me to go on Buy. And you'll see that none of these are CGC 9 or PSA 9 equivalent. But I think I went, and over the next few weeks after my sale, I bought 6 sets that were described as beauty products. These ones were not beauty products, but I have graded several CGC 9s. I don't think any CGC 9.5s yet, but I do also have 2 or 3 of the most mint sets are currently at PSA, and I should be getting them back, hopefully, sometime fairly soon. They were sent out on my the 15 free, the grading voucher that comes with your submission. So yeah, kind of leveraging your collection. Be willing at times of low availability to just see the opportunity in selling a PSA 9 set and then reaccumulating just multiple copies. And I'm sure that if I were to sit and go through all 5, 6 sets, I'm almost certainly going to be able to put together an equivalent condition set when all is said and done. This advice, it works a little bit easier for like PSA 9, PSA 8, CGC 8 to 9 quality. If you're looking at 10s, that would be, I guess you'd be able to buy so many more sets that it could work out the same way. But I'm somebody who's not really needing PSA 10s, or I used to be really firm on wanting just PSA 9s for my collection, but recently, given the prices of everything, I've opened my I've become more allowing of lower grades, and I just near mint plus I'm happy with generally. Burn Tower, I really love this art. Crystal was my favorite game, and this one is just a very nostalgic. It brings me back to the game when you go to the Burn Tower there, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Ekritique City, and the dogs all disperse, and then you gotta go catch them out in the wild, and that was a great time, finding out the tricks how to go catch them all. And that's a similar one. I actually had that. I had that in a PSA 10, and I sold it and went out, bought 4 or 5 copies, and whether the card goes up and down, if you're able to, whether it goes up and down in value, if you're able to sell one and then get multiple back at or near the equivalent grades, I mean, I'm fully open to doing that whenever I see the opportunity. Here's actually a Pikachu. You'll notice on these cards too, I think I forgot to check. Normally I would never do a CGC submission and not do subgrades on these kind of higher tier cards. My bulk submissions recently, I've anything under $100 basically, I don't do subgrades on. But these cards I would have intended to, and I must have just forgot to check the box. So that's kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Here's actually another Masaki Gengar that I must have picked this one up outside of a set because it was an unpaired single card in that submission. And then to round out that CGC submission, I've got the staff Charizard and Lugia. These are some big winners of the past year for me too. When Vivid Voltage came out, I remember seeing the pre-release promo lineup, and I was just floored. I mean, Charizard, Lugia, Snorlax are 3 of my definitely top 50, maybe even top 25 or so. So to get 3 amazing Pokemon like that, and then Donphan he's not terrible. I could take him or leave him, but to get such great cards, I really went heavy with these. I want to say I bought 12 to 15 packs of these, and it's worked out really well for me. And I did pick up most of them from before the time that one thing interesting with these is they did announce that staff promos were being discontinued after, I forget if it was a couple months or a few weeks after release of these pre-release kits. In either case, though, I bought the bulk of mine before that announcement, And then when that announcement came out, the potential for this to be the last staff Charizard, I went out and I bought everything I could get quickly before it was repriced, and I think I picked up 3 or 4 more sets after the news came out. And then I showed you two CGC submissions, and my last one was an Express PSA submission, and this is I think I'm ending with the best. So these are the staffed, you'll see finalist stamped Worlds promos, Champions Festivals. I really like the uniqueness of these arts. So these would have been given out in sealed packs of every language. I think there's 9 languages. Every language I think that's represented at the World Championship tournaments, without the stamp. And then champions on down to top 32. So champions, finalist, semifinalist, quarterfinalist, then top 16, top 32. So I actually got these 2, and I have several more of these out at PSA, but I got these 2 specifically when I bought a 2014 number 2 Full Art Pikachu trainer. And the way that the winners would get the cards awarded to them, at least in 2014, is the second place finisher. He was a finalist. He didn't win, so he didn't get the champion stamp, but he was a finalist. He got 2 of the finalists, 1 of everything on down. So semi, quarter, top 16, top 32. Every year they do a different unique art, and it's just really, really fun. They recurring theme. They always have Psyduck in there somehow, and a lot of times they'll get a something that's kind of hinting towards the location of the World's tournament, and just bringing in some of the more popular and relevant Pokemon to the era. So it's a really cool nod to the event and to the hobby in general. So one thing that was really actually interesting to me that I don't remember seeing too clearly when I submitted them, but look at that corner. I mean, this I got right from the winner. There's no way these were trimmed or anything, but you'll see they both got 8s. They got quite a bit of whitening. I don't know exactly how these are handed out. I think they're just, I don't think they're sealed in any kind of a pack. I think they just get them sleeved individually or whatever. But yeah, this bottom left corner, that is quite the sight to see, I think. I've not really come across anything like that before that I can think of. Definitely some of the, I mean, I've opened Fossil and Jungle packs where they have kind of an odd looking cut, but this is just, I guess, odd in a unique way that I've never really seen. So anyways, that's what I've got for today. These are some of my recent returns from CGC and PSA. So as usual, if you liked what you saw, if you want to see more, feel free to like and subscribe. And most of these cards will be going live on my eBay potentially later tonight or in the coming week. So feel free to shoot me an email or shoot me a message over there if you're interested in buying any of these too. So have a good night, and I'll catch you all later.